A very good morning to you. It's Friday here in Manchester. It's a beautiful day yet again. Looks as though we're going to get quite a nice April. Who knows? Today, as promised, what I'm going to do is my review of the Tudor range. Now, very important for me to say a couple of things here. The information I give, if you want to call it that, are my views and my views alone. They don't reflect the quality of watches. They don't give any expert opinion. They don't give any watchmaking information. It's just what I have gleaned from looking at the Tudor website, and I will give you my opinions on them, given that we spoke about Tudor being the new benchmark at the lower end of the luxury watch market. So that being said, read nothing into this video other than what you hear are my views and my views alone. So I've made a few notes, so if you see me looking away from the screen, it's because I'm reading. Okay, here we go. What I want to do firstly, however, is a big thank you to a gentleman called SimpleHumour, who as my latest subscriber. He sent me a very nice comment regarding my Thunderbirds video. Thank you very much indeed for that, and always lovely to hear any comments, good, bad or indifferent, regarding my videos. And this week I have indeed had my first thumbs down about a video about Archie, but that we all knew that was coming, and that's fine. I'm sure I will get abuse throughout the coming months in the comments section. So Tudor, I spent quite a little bit of time on their website yesterday, just generally browsing. So what I'm going to try to do is kind of condense it down into the things that are important to me. At the end of the video, if there's anything else that you wanted that's maybe a little bit more important to you, but you want to ask me to give my twist on it, then by all means ask. So this is the way I see it. Let's get the important things out of in the open first. The price ranges seem to be from about £1,650 for what I perceive as being a basic kind of dress watch, stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, black face, silver hands, silver indices, so on and so forth, all the way through to £5,440. So not a cheap watch, and this is for something called the Tudor Grand Tour, Grantour two-tone, which is a chronograph. It has a flyback function, which I quite like, and the two subdials. It's got the date at the 3 and a flyback at the 9, which is quite nice. So that's kind of both ends of the scale, as it were. My dislikes kind of as follows. The Fast Rider range of watches. Now they do these in a number of different colours. They're all chronograph. They're all 3 subdial. They all seem to be on a strap. I don't like them, and I don't like them at all. And for me, there's no redeeming factor for the Fast Rider range, and I'll tell you the reason for why, I think. And it's because they kind of remind me of a Rolex Daytona, and I have very little time for the Rolex Daytona. I think the Daytona is one of those watches that polarizes people in the watch world. You either love the Daytona and you think it's the best thing, the coolest thing since sliced bread, or you don't like it. And I don't like it. And you know, I can't really put my finger on why, except to say the ones that got the white dial with the black subdials look cheap. Do you know what I'm saying? they just don't flick my switch. So on that basis and that basis alone, and I reinforce the fact these are my views and my opinions. The watches could be great. The movements could be great, and it could be a fantastic watch. But would I buy a fast rider? No, I wouldn't. You may, I wouldn't. I also don't like most of the Heritage range. Have a good look through them. They vary between piloty type watches, stainless steel with nice leather straps, through to more expensive things. Now, there is an exception to this, and I like the Heritage Advisor models, and I think they do 2 of those. Have a look, see what you think. Stainless steel, both have a silver dial, both have sub-dials. They look very, very classy indeed, yet again, in my opinion. So that's the Heritage Advisor range. See what you think and let me know. Now they do one called the North Flag, which seems to be wanting to be indicative of polar exploration. Now the one I like out of the North Flag, it's got what looks like a black synthetic strap. Now it could be leather, but it looks like some form of synthetic material to me. It's got yellow stitching, which black and yellow, like blue and yellow, always go well together. It's got a black dial with a power reserve at 9. Now, I am a sucker for a power reserve. I'm toying with the idea of buying a watch with a power reserve. I would love one. 2 things I'm a sucker for in the watch world: power reserve indicators and flybacks. I love a good flyback. So basically what we've got is a black dial with a power reserve at the 9. We've got a date window at the 3. We've basically got white loomed hands. Looks very, very easy to read, and it's got a yellow second hand with an arrowhead pointer, also in yellow. It looks beautiful. Very, very, very striking watch. See what you think and let me know. I personally would be quite happy to have that on my wrist. So that's the North Flag. The rest of the North Flag range, not too keen. Funny that, not too keen. The Tudor Heritage Black Bay. Now the Black Bay, I'm not too sure what the Black Bay is trying to be, and I'll tell you the reason for why. Most people have heard of the Tudor Pelagos. Now, I'm coming on to the Tudor Pelagos in a minute. But the Black Bay seems to be a little bit undecided. I don't know whether it wants to be its own model or whether it wants to be something else with something added. And what I mean by that is, have a look at the Black Bay. It looks like, in my eyes, a black Pelagos with a blue bezel. Now, if that's the case, why not do that combination in the Pelagos range? I'm not too sure about that. I'm a little bit confused there. So the Black Bay for me, yes, it's okay, but would I buy one? Probably not. Why wouldn't I buy one? Well, because there's the Pelagos range to look at. Moving on to the Pelagos, I like both the black and the blue Pelagos. It's a good looking watch. It's easy to read. I can see it being able to be worn with shorts, t-shirt while you're by the pool, and I can also kind of see it being able to be worn not perhaps in a really formal setting, but if you're dressed smart casual, it will look fine. But the blue Pelagos, I much prefer with the blue silicone strap. And the black Pelagos, funnily enough, I prefer on the bracelet, because it looks far more classy and very reminiscent of a high-class, high-value diver. So, blue Belagos, so blue dial, blue bezel, blue silicone strap, nice. And the black Pelagos, yes, you can get it on a black silicone strap, but for me, on a nice stainless steel bracelet would be the ideal thing. They do one called the Tudor Style. Now, the Tudor Style is the one that I referred to right at the beginning of the video, which is a generic. Generic is a good word because that is all it is. I mean, you can go out. I mean, I use a local guy to put watch batteries in, etc. And I've seen watches in his shop for 15 quid that look very, very similar to the Tudor Style. It is stainless steel case, stainless steel bracelet, black dial, stainless steel markers, stainless steel fingers, you know, that kind of thing. But, you know, 1,600 quid's worth. I don't get it. You know, not for me. And if somebody said, look, I'm thinking about spending 1,600 quid on this, or should I go down the route of buying a vintage Omega circa 1965, which is mint, new old stock, for instance, or whatever, and that's going to cost me 1,200 quid, then I would say, you know, go down the route of the vintage Omega without a second thought. The Tudor Classic range, basically what this is their attempt of a two-tone bluesy kind of thing, but it's not blue. Tudor Classic is a excuse me, a two-tone gold dial with diamond markers, a bit flash. I tend to be a little bit conservative with my watches. Yes, I have some big watches, as we've seen with my Bolivar, and I have my Marina Militaire, my Fiddy, which I love. And that being a Panerai homage is not a shrinking violet. But this is a bit council estate lottery winner kind of watch. You know, look at me, I've got a load of cash kind of thing. There are people out there, the kind of people who would buy top flight Rolex diamond encrusted, you know, your Jimmy Saviles of this world. We won't go there, but you know what I mean. Not my taste. If you're a bit flash, you want to show the people that you've got a few bob in your bank account, then maybe it's the watch for you. So what I'm saying is that's kind of my view of the range. I didn't want to get too much into the movements and all that kind of thing. They are sold in a lot of the big high street jewelers, Ernest Jones, Beaver Brooks, people like that. But even the basic stuff that really I wouldn't shell out £1,600 to buy are very basic looking. As we said right in the middle of the video there is a number of them that I like, that I would be quite happy to wear on my wrist. Are they Rolex's poor cousin? Yes, probably they are. Absolutely. Do they deserve to be Rolex's poor cousin? Well, I think, as I said in one of my other videos, if Rolex made them any better and put different movements in them and made them out of 904L steel, then they'd be Rolexes and not Tudor. So yes, they are their poor cousin. They will be always perhaps their poor cousin, and perhaps a good entry level luxury watch. But that's my opinion. Don't take my opinion to the bank, because it's only worth the value of it coming out of my mouth. I would recommend having a look. I will post the web address down below. If you have any queries, any questions about my view on Tudor, down below. If you want to lambast me about Tudor and tell me that they are the best thing since sliced bread, if not better than Rolex themselves, down below. If you have any general questions, any comments about this complete nonsense, then down below. As always, thank you very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and lovely to speak to you. May make another one today. Who knows? Speak to you soon. Bye bye.